Ain't no way. This is my first week of Bourbon Bombers Blind, where my Bourbon Bombers sent me 3 samples. We do not know anything about these, completely blind, and there is a theme, so let's figure out if together we can find out what that theme is. Shout out Hoseman32, aka Robert S, for this particular one. We have 3 from him. I'm excited to get into these. I haven't drank whiskey and really sat down to taste it in a long time. I took a little hiatus here for a little bit, but we're back. Everybody knows, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. It's fantastic to start. Absolutely phenomenal glass of whiskey. Looks very light. We're going to use all our clues here, so I don't know if you can tell by the camera or not, but it's a very light looking whiskey, which all 3 of these seem to be. It doesn't have a very heavy oak presence on this, so I think it's a little bit younger. Tastes like a bourbon, super sweet on the front, and not higher proof either. I don't think this is anything over like 110 proof, and even that I think is kind of pushing it. Let's get into glass number 2 right here. That one's even better. This one's even more sweet forward. I get a lot more brown sugar in this, almost like a burnt molasses in this. Absolutely fantastic. Again, a little bit lower proof. I'm thinking maybe the second sip there kind of gave me that 110 proof area, but I don't think it's much more than that. Nothing funky about either one of these so far. Feels very traditional when it comes to the bourbon world. Let's get into glass number 3 right here. So Robert reached out to me and I mentioned in my Discord doing something like this. I was like, send something with a theme. And since then I've been thinking like, what could you send as a theme? And I'm thinking to myself, could it be like the same age statement, same proof? It could be the same distillery. It could be the same finish. It could be a whole bunch of different things. There could even be multiple themes within one. Could these all be double oaked and the same proof? Could these all be from the same distillery, but they're different proofs and different bottles? Could it be like an old Forester lineup where we've got a single barrel in here and a cash strength and a black label 100 proof? There's so many different options that this could be. It's a lot of fun trying to figure it out. I'm leaning towards somewhat of the same distillery type of vibe because they all give me that same type of flavor profile. So are these all from the same distillery is kind of where I'm leaning right now. Originally, I was thinking all the same proof, but this one does feel a little bit lower proof. This feels like maybe more towards that 100 proof area, where I don't know if it's the spice on this one that's bumping that proof in my mind, but it feels like they kind of go up a little bit in proof on this. So again, we have A, B, and C. These are all A's right now. We're going to do this 2 more times with B and C, but I'm taking proof out of it. I'm leaving like distillery. They all feel very similar when it comes to the distillery. So the next thing that just came to my mind is like there's definitely a rye influence on at least this one, and I kind of think on these as well. So like, is it all the same rye content? Maybe it's 3 different bottles from 3 different distilleries that he somehow figured out all have the same rye content. That would be a fun one. Something like that. I feel like he's not just going to throw something easy at me, and maybe he will at the beginning, right? Maybe on A, he'll take it a little bit easy on me because B and C could get a little bit harder, but I don't know what this is right now. I'm still leaning same distillery, but I don't know if that's going to hold up. Same distillery sounds interesting to me, but what distillery would it be? Because I can't just say they're all from the same distillery. I have to call out the distillery as well. And if you're going to send a blind sample from the same distillery, you're going to use one of the major distilleries, right? You're not going to send some off-brand that I've never heard of from the distillery near you. You know what I mean? You're going to do one of the big brands, the Wild Turkeys, the Old Foresters, the Buffalo Traces of the world. I don't think so, right? Maybe he has 3 iterations of the same bottle. Maybe they're like all ECBPs, but they're 3 different years of ECBPs, that type of thing. But that would be a little bit tough to tell because those get a little funky, especially from batch to batch. They're all going to be different. So how would you tie that together to a theme? That'd be a good one as well. I just don't know what the theme on this one could be. And listen, if you've made it this far in this video, I want to send you a themed blind sample as well. So make sure you comment down below and put your guess in right now on what a good theme on this particular one would be. Again, I know you can't taste these. I know you can't guess along with me, but put it in the comment section below. Right now, we know these are probably different proofs. They're definitely similar vibes when it comes to the tasting profile. I don't think it has anything to do with the finish. So comment down below and I'll send you a blind sample from what I have and send it as a theme as well so you can try and figure out and play along with us. And listen, we have a Discord, which is where all these people talk to me 24/7. Check that link out in the description below. We're going to move to another community as far as Patreon. We got rid of that a little while ago. We're still working those things out right now, but we're in the busy season, so we'll figure that out another time. This right here, I think number 2 is my favorite. I'm going to order these favorite to least favorite as well, just for fun, but I'm still going to try to figure out what the theme on this is. 2 is definitely going to be my favorite one. I think 1 is a clear winner behind that. And then 3, none of these are bad whiskeys. 3 is just the spiciest, and me personally, I like a sweeter whiskey. There's nothing wrong with this whiskey. Absolutely fantastic. Still has a very good sweet note on this, which is very similar to these 3, which is why I'm thinking same distillery, but also why I thought like maybe rye spice, maybe rye content when it comes to these. But there's just no way in my mind that these are 3 different distilleries tasting this similar, unless it has something to do with like they are 3 different distilleries, but they're the same like age statement or something like that, which gives it a similar vibe when it comes to the flavor content. But this one right here, just a little bit too much spice for, again, not too much spice for me. Still a fantastic whiskey, just compared to these two, too much spice for me. That's funny that it's in the Sagamore rye glass, because that's the one that got me thinking about the rye content because of that spice. But these two don't hit me with that spice as much, so I'm not thinking that rye content anymore. At this point, I'm thinking it's got to be similar distillery or same distillery. Now I'm just going to try and guess what that distillery is. I'm kind of leaning Old Forester. Old Forester has those different proofs. Old Forester has those different transitions when it comes to the flavor profile, while still honing in on that similar profile package. But at the end of the day, they've got some stuff with a little bit of a higher rye content, or a little bit of a higher rye spice, I should say. And then they've got some lower proofs, some medium proofs, and some high proofs. So this could be like the 1924 versus one of their other iterations that they have in their bottle lineup. So I'm going to guess the theme is it's from the same distillery, and the distillery that I'm going to guess is Old Forester. This one's my favorite. This one's my second favorite. This one's my least favorite of this bunch, but I still love it a lot. This was a lot of fun. Robert S., thank you for sending this to me. Hose man, let's finish these up because these are absolutely fantastic, and let's find out what this theme was. Cheers, y'all. Sipping whiskey, trying to figure out what it is. It's the most fun that I ever have when it comes to whiskey. Still sealed. Let's open it up. Let's find out what the theme was. And the answer is... ain't no way. So I said, right? I said 105, I said 110, I said 112. These are all Russell's Reserves, which are some of my favorite whiskeys. Absolutely loved these two. So let's talk about my favorite first, which was Russell's Reserve, 110 proof, 25-1108 CND Floor 4, distilled in 1/24/2017, dumped in 11/20 of 2025. It's in 8 years, so we're right there. These were 8-9 years old. I said 6, 7, 7, 8. We're all right there. This is S*/OWS. Absolutely fantastic glass of whiskey. CND, by the way, winning this, and we're going to talk about the other two in just a second. My next favorite was A1, which was a Russell's Reserve, 110 proof, 23-0781 CNF, which I believe I had winning in my personal collection. I think CNF was my favorite. That was a long time ago. Floor 4, this was distilled 9/30/2014, dumped 7/2/2024, bottled 7/17/2024. This is a 9-year, your truly, absolutely another fantastic glass of whiskey. So obviously the theme was same distillery. I got the distillery wrong. It was Wild Turkey, and these are all Russell's Reserves. And then A3, which was my least favorite, comes from TYG, which was 110 proof. This was Floor 4 as well. All 3 of these Floor 4, by the way. Floor 4, by the way. 24-0724. This is distilled 1/30/2015, dumped 8/12/2024, bottled 8/19/2024. This is a total wine pick, also 9 years old. Fantastic lineup when it comes to these 3. Again, I love this glass of whiskey. Don't let anybody tell you that Russell's Reserve single barrel picks are the best thing on the market for the value. I promise you. The gold foils, go buy them, $400. You're never going to find them at that. But these Russell's Reserve picks, I've been talking about them since the day I got into whiskey. I fell in love with these Russell's Reserve picks. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I started off with a Russell's Reserve pick. This gives me like a little bit of an idea on the theme here, right? Now we know he's probably not going to go back to that. Maybe he will though. That's the thing. That's the fun part about all of this. If you like these type of videos, make sure you click that like and subscribe button. If you want to be part of something like this, make sure you comment down below. I talked about it earlier in the video. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay drinking, y'all. Cheers.